The first thing you should do when upgrading your copy of GCAD Plus is to back up your working drawings. And it's good practice, I think, to create under the GCAD Plus 5 folder, which is in your My Documents folder. So I'm looking at the My Documents folder. I'm using Windows here, but if you're using a Mac, Finder would give you access to the same GCAD Plus folder. And I'm in the habit of creating a folder called Jobs. The jobs done in 2014 are all under a folder of that name. The jobs in this current year are listed here. So all of the information on the site in a street called James, in a suburb called Gilberton, are all contained within that folder. That might have images of the site, all sorts of information, emails sent to the client, and drawings are all stored there. So I need to back up before I upgrade my copy. So I select my jobs folder, right click and pick copy and paste it to some sort of backup device. So I've got one here called Kingston, so I'll paste it. So the whole jobs folder goes across onto that drive. It takes some time to back up all the images and so on, but it's all there. I'm also in the habit of making and putting that folder in my GCAD Plus folder. That jobs folder I share to the cloud, so there's always a copy of my working drawings in the cloud. The next thing to make sure you have is a copy of your username and activation code for GCAD Plus. There's just a slim chance that although we store that on your computer and you should be able to upgrade without entering that information, there's a slim chance that that might not happen. So don't do an upgrade until you can locate your information that we sent you originally that you used to register your copy. So you'll have a username and quite a long activation code somewhere, and you can use those. You might need to use those to re-enter. So that's the preliminary housekeeping work that you need to do. The next step is to download the upgraded copy of GCAD Plus. So go to the website, to the download page, and to the GCAD Plus page, and you'll come to the web page where you can download the new copy of GCAD Plus. We have a metric version and an imperial version, so let's imagine that I was downloading and want to install an upgrade for the imperial version. I would click here and I would save that file, and I recommend you save it in a folder on the C drive, and I put mine in the temp folder so it can sit there. It's on a local drive. Don't put it on a network drive, put it on a local drive in a folder that is easily reached, such as the temp folder in my example here. So once you have the file, you know where it will be when we reach the stage of reinstalling. Now, having got the new upgrade, we need to remove the existing copies of GCAD Plus. So we click on the Start button and go to All Programs and scroll down to the GCAD Plus folder. And here it is, and you'll find an uninstall option. So run the uninstall option. That will remove from the program files all instances of GCAD Plus. We've backed up our store of valuable drawings. Now we're just uninstalling that copy of GCAD Plus. But that uninstall removes it just from the local drive. But because GCAD Plus can be run from a server if necessary, there are some additional files that are installed on the C drive in the My Documents folder. So we need to go to the users. I'm on a computer here called Toshiba 16. I need to go to the My Documents folder, and you'll find the GCAD Plus 5 folder. I will delete that folder. So we've removed all instances of GCAD Plus from the computer. Now we need to go back to, sorry, we've got so many files here, to the temp folder, and we now need to open or run the GCAD Plus Imperial in this particular instance. So we run through the setup routine, and we're agreeing there. We go next, and next, next, and install. So we're now installing the fresh and new copy of GCAD Plus, and we click Finish. If we now go to the desktop, there should be an icon GCAD Plus, and if we double click it, the new version of GCAD Plus should start. The initializing bit that you see on the screen at the moment is building in the My Documents user area those folders that we just removed. If I click Close here, we want to do a little bit of testing. Your first test should be to click Help and About GCAD Plus. Just make sure that you have the new version. So I'm upgrading here from version 5.7 to 5.8. And then pick File and New and just run one of the templates. So I'll run a template, and taking a little while to run, I'll try that again. I'll run the template Imperial 01 and it ran. I think it's just taking a while to catch up with me. We encourage you to use templates in GCAD Plus. We would like you to have templates that have your favourite set of layout sheets of different size. If I click on this one, I've got a logo on the right hand side. You can see that I can't quite see the design, but if I come back here into the model, you can take this whole design and put it wherever you want, or select it and break it up, explode it. Now you could use any part of that design. You could take the zone like that and then move them or copy them from there and use them in your design work. Then when we go to the ANSI sheet, if we double click here, remember we can move that floating box, and whatever we have in that floating box will be displayed on the layout. So I've tested fairly thoroughly this new version. What I would advise you to do is just check under Library and Plants that all of the symbols have gone across. We've had one occasion where some of those installed, and for some peculiar reason the library files weren't there. So here I've tested the new version of GCAD Plus, not thoroughly, but it seems to be working reasonably well. The last step would be to copy my jobs folder back and pop them into the My Documents folder where I routinely store my design job information. So I hope that helps in running through the steps you need to take when you are upgrading your copy of GCAD Plus.